Hey there, everybody. It's been a while. You're watching Strongbow Off the Grid, and I am Strongbow, and I am living off grid, producing my own power, as you guys may know, and seeing from previous videos. I wanted to talk about, this is a little bit late in the game to do this. I wanted to do this months ago, but I've been busy. I've been doing a lot of work on the little homestead here. Canned goods and food storage that froze this past winter. I had some stuff out in my shed shop in Rubbermaid totes, some food stuff, all sorts of stuff, canned goods. I had some glass jarred store-bought tomato sauce, things like that, and I had forgotten about it in a couple of the totes. I didn't know exactly what was in there. I knew that there was food. I forgot that there were jars and cans in there, and I was concerned. I think I opened them up around February or March, but we had, man, I think that there were several weeks, not all at once, but there was a week or two and then a week where we were minus 20 Fahrenheit. I say we, it's my multiple personalities, I guess, myself and my two kiddos that live with me most of the time. And I had been off the property working, and the shed shop doesn't have heat, and my house froze a couple times down in those minus 20s. I ran out of propane. I was just running off a small tank, thought I could make it up here in time. I had a little propane heater going, and more on that later. But suffice it to say, my food stuff froze, and I wanted to let everybody know what happens when certain things freeze at minus 20 Fahrenheit for a couple weeks. First off, it wasn't as bad as I thought. The stuff in the house weathered really well. I had a lot of canned goods, store-bought canned metal cans. Things that I thought would have burst did not. Canned fruit with a high water content in it was fine. I think I had maybe one thing showed a little bit of a bulge in it. I don't remember what it was, but I opened it right away and I ate it. I think it was a type of a canned fruit or beans, but it was odd because the rest of them didn't do that. It was just one that maybe got colder than the others, or maybe it had a lower sugar content, whatever. But I had canned beans, canned fruit like pears and peaches, fruit cocktail, totally fine. Didn't burst the cans, didn't rupture. Very surprising. Beans, soups, all that stuff. A lot of stuff you had higher salt, higher sugar content. It lowers the freezing temperature, but it didn't burst. Here's the thing that did, and it was in the totes that were in the shed. I had some spaghetti, and I've since cleaned it up. I was going to keep the jars and show you. I did keep this. This, surprisingly, for me, maybe not the rest of you, anything with vinegar in it. This is rice wine vinegar. It's backwards on there because I'm looking at myself and my camera on my phone. This is genuine brewed rice vinegar, sodium-free, sugar-free, Marukan, that's backwards, brand, and you can see it broke. Anything with vinegar froze solid. I have jugs of white wine vinegar, or just white vinegar, not white wine vinegar, but just white vinegar. Those froze solid. I have apple cider vinegar. Luckily, it was in a plastic 1-gallon jug. That froze and burst through the top, and it was everywhere in the tiny house. In the totes, this is what was funny. I have spaghetti sauce, glass jarred Classico brand or whatever spaghetti sauce from the store. And the ones that were sitting upright like you do on the shelf normally were fine. The ones that had tipped over on their side in the bin had ruptured, and it was everywhere. And so was this vinegar, was everywhere. Now, the vinegar is corrosive. And any cans, this is a can of organic pumpkin. You see the rust on there. This was exposed to the vinegar for several weeks, maybe, and it's corroded. I lost labels on a few things that were in there as well, which is also the last of the mosquitoes of the season. Why I write what things are on the can in case you do lose labels, you know what they are. So suffice it to say, -20 Fahrenheit for several weeks. Wet stuff in the cans was fine. Now I can and smoke salmon in glass jars, so I pressure can a lot of my salmon, and that's never a problem. That'll freeze. It's a low moisture content, never breaks. This year I'm doing a lot more soups and stews, like just heat and serve kind of stuff, so I'm canning those in canning jars, and I'm leaving a bit of room at the top, a couple inches, just in case. So if everything seems to be standing upright like you do on a shelf, none of that stuff was broken. Now it froze, it thawed, it's still fine. I've eaten some stuff, some of the canned fruit, spaghetti sauce, beans, soups, things like that. Some of the stuff, you'll see some things like that froze. It broke the cellular structure up of maybe a vegetable or two, and it got a little more pureed, if you will, in the can, but it tastes fine. Nutrient content seems to be fine, all that. So just a little heads up there on freezing your canned goods. If it does happen, it's not the end of the world. Don't throw them away, and make sure stuff is stored upright if possible. It was odd. It was 100%. Everything laying on its side that was in glass jars like that, spaghetti sauce or whatever, burst. Everything that was upright, no problem. So that tidbit I've been wanting to get out for a while. And all the vinegar stuff, salad dressings with vinegar in it, rice wine vinegar, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, it all froze solid. It burst, made a mess, and it corroded a lot of things. So those are the key points I wanted to get out there on the channel. So thank you, and it is the end of July 2022, and just a beautiful day on the lake, listening to the loons, and there's a few mosquitoes still left. And June's terrible for mosquitoes here, by the way. June and into July, there's 6 weeks of, oh gosh, I need to move, but I weathered through it. So more on that later. All right, everyone, take care. Bye.